The evening of September 12, 1952, started out as any other night. It was around 7 p.m. in Flatwoods, West Virginia, and three young boys were hanging out at their local schoolyard. The names of those three boys would soon be written into West Virginia history to be passed down for generations. The boys were brothers 13-year-old Edward May, 12-year-old Freddie May, and their best friend, 10-year-old Tommy Heyer. While playing together, they were startled by a bright streak of light in the sky that suddenly passed over their heads. It appeared to crash into the nearby hillside of Fisher's farm. Intrigued by such an unusual event, the boys felt the urge to race over to the farm in hopes of discovering what, exactly, had plummeted from the sky. Their curiosity was piqued. Unwilling to go alone, however, they made a quick stop at the Mays house in order to explain what had just transpired. Upon arriving at the home, Kathleen May, Edward and Freddie's mother, was frightened by the report. She was understandably concerned, so she asked their neighbor, Eugene Lemon, a 17-year-old National Guardsman, to accompany them to the crash site. Lemon's dog, Ricky, came along as well. Together, this group and two other local boys, 14-year-old Neil Nunley and 10-year-old Ronnie Shaver, set out to investigate. As the evening grew darker, the group cautiously headed over to the farm. Once they reached their destination at the top of the hill, Nunley saw what looked to be a red pulsating light, similar to a ball of fire, coming from the crash site. It was then that Lemon was alerted to a pair of eyes, so he quickly responded by pulling out his flashlight. As the light was lifted toward those eyes, the group experienced a most terrifying sight. Before them stood a creature 10 to 15 feet in height. It had a metallic body, crowned with a head shaped like a spade, and hands that twisted and warped into claws. They stood frozen in disbelief as its orange eyes pierced right through them. The event was so unnerving that reports indicated one of the boys urinated on himself upon seeing this creature. At that moment, Lemon fell backwards as his dog scampered off with its tail tucked between its legs. The creature then began to levitate off the ground as a strange smelling mist surrounded it. The mist was distinct in its scent, a mixture of gas and burning metal. Hissing and gliding, it moved toward the remaining explorers, towering over them. Lemon let out a scream, and the group wasted no time retreating back to the safety of their home. They were terrified and in fear for their lives. Although they could not erase what they had just witnessed, they immediately regretted their decision to seek out what had fallen from the sky that evening. Unaware of any other way to proceed, they reported the incident to the local authorities. The area was searched, but the police found nothing to validate the account of this strange creature. In the days following the encounter, many of the witnesses experienced nausea, vomiting, and sore throat, symptoms which persisted for weeks. This strange coincidence could not be explained. Some hypothesized these symptoms were a result of their close proximity and exposure to the creature's strange mist that had surrounded them that fateful night. Even stranger events followed in nearby towns after the initial encounter occurred. Residents in surrounding areas described a similar otherworldly creature as well. The notorious encounter on Fisher's farm still remains unsolved, but the tale of the Flatwoods Monster will live on forever in the heart of Braxton County, West Virginia, in the sleepy town of Flatwoods.